Hey everybody, so I'm here to talk to you about why I think Nike is the best sportswear company out there. So first I want to start off with how Nike's invested into Nike. So a lot of you are like, what? That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to break it down for you. When Nike first started, they invested all of their profits. Well, Nike started in the back of a bus. We all know that. The waffle maker, we all know that. So when they really started to make money and started to hit home, they started investing in themselves. They would just put money back into the company, put money back into the company until they really hit a time where they were making enough money to really venture out and do other things. And that's when they started sponsoring athletes, making dope commercials, making that sportswear collection for that athlete, that special shoe, that signature shoe. So Nike is really one of those companies that invested in themselves and really believed in themselves first before anything. So that's why I think that Nike's really evolved to what it is now, to the company it is now, and how it's grown and how it's just an insane company nowadays. Another thing I want to do is tell you guys is Nike's marketing team is insane. It's insane. It's dope. It's super dope. We've all seen the Nike commercials, how they connect to us emotionally. The marketing team is just amazing. Their commercials literally are something that you looked forward to seeing, like you always see the one with Cole Kaepernick, the latest one, how he hits home and how you want to win and all that. The MJ commercials back in the day, Nike does things like that really, like connect to people, and that's something they do as a marketing team, and how they invest into marketing would be also being investing to themselves, but also how they promote themselves. It's just absurd, and it's just amazing that they do a great job at it. Another thing that Nike does is they sign the best athletes. For example, Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan first started, Jordan pairs, they give him that signature shoe. They really believed in him, and that's something Nike took a leap of faith, and it came out tremendously amazing for them. And back in the day, this is a fun fact, back in the day, the NBA League would fine Michael for wearing his Jordan brand because the NBA had a rule you can't wear Nike or whatever. Nike would pay the fine every game for Michael to wear his shoe. That's how much they believed in him and how much they knew it would grow. And it's just little things like that show that Nike is a brand that really believes in you, and how they market it, and how they invest and all those things. Another thing that Nike is really growing in, and why they're growing and why they're at top tier and why they're at the top of the pyramid, is they expand into not just sports, they're expanding into fashion. They're doing a lot of fashion collaborations with top high brands, Louis Vuitton, Off-White, Dior. Oh, another thing is not just the fashion sense, the artistic sense. Nike's collaborations in general are just insane. They just collab with things that just hit home. And one of the things is fashion. Fashion. They just collabed with a huge artist nowadays. He's CEO of Off-White, and now the head's men designer for Louis Vuitton, Virgil Abloh. And he brought out an insane line of shoes with Air Maxes, Jordans, Hypers, a bunch of crazy shoes, and he put his Nike and Off-White twist into them, and that was an amazing release. Nike is now releasing Jordan 1s with Dior, and they just released a Dior line. Another thing they did do is they collabed with Travis Scott. They've already given him 3 signature shoes. That's something that you don't hear or hear of in another brand like Adidas or Under Armour or Puma. None of that stuff. Even when it comes to whatever sport it is, they sign the best athlete in that sport. Nike makes sure that they sign that best athlete. Another thing is they signed LeBron James for $1 billion in a lifetime contract. So even when LeBron stops playing, he's still going to be sponsored by Nike. And that's just something that shows you that Nike really does believe in the people they sign, and they really believe in his company. Another thing that they do is not only in the fashion sense or in the sports sense, and in just like the general sense, Nike released an SB, which is their skateboarding brand. They released a collaboration with Ben and Jerry's. We eat Ben and Jerry's at home all the time, and that shows that Nike is a brand that's just mixing things up and kind of doing things differently, but it's really working for them. And that shows that Nike is top tier. And even in the sole purpose of the product, how does Nike get there? How did Nike get those collaborations? How did Nike get those athletes? Well, it's because their product is the best. They design the best shoes. They use the best material, the best technology in the shoes, and they market it very well. And that just created an atmosphere and a want and a charisma of why Nike is what it is today. And that for me is, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that, and that's why I think Nike is the best brand today.